babies.
Sorry, I'm just looking something up.
That's all right.
But this team's run by shitheads outside of Sweeney and Neely.
Oh, great segue, Bill, because today on Sunday Social, Rich, please,
Gotcha.
by all means.
Oh, wow. Okay. I saw where you were going there. Yeah, so this is the most contrived cold open that we've ever had.
You're looking at something.
I was trying to look up if we had to do a sponsor for tonight because I had made a
Oh,
pitch
you could have asked Bill.
to a certain somebody, and I wanted to see if they had agreed to it, and we would have moved forward with it. But you know what?
He ghosted us.
Can I
Fuck
make?
you.
Can I say things?
Say things?
All
please.
right.
Oh,
God
no,
damn it.
no,
Fuck
Bill.
I can
Bill.
say things.
God, 827.
Damn it.
827.
You told me
so
I could say things.
you do read the emails, you
Pick.
daft cunt.
You fucking cunt. God, you can't believe anything he ever
What
said.
I just
wow.
checked. When you
What
said,
a fucking
hold
liar.
on, time out.
You're a
When you
liar.
When you said something
God, you
stupid
live
like
your
that,
life as a
Hold
What's
on.
your favorite Fleetwood Mac song? Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
let me tell you something. When you send something like that, I'm like, ooh, I got to see what they're fucking talking about because I have no idea. So I just go and check.
How
Oh,
do you know
weird.
I send? You have to do work to go
I
in and look
saw
at sent.
your. It's not that hard.
So you go and check the email. That's not a notification. That's you go in, you check what was sent today.
I have the fucking app. You told me to download the app, so I downloaded the stupid fucking app. So it's
yeah,
not
but
that
you
hard.
don't get
called Gmail.
notification when emails are sent.
No,
you don't
but
get
when you
that.
send something like that, I check it. If I don't
Bill
see a
heard
fucking
money.
email, I
He
just
saw
check.
money in the text exchange. He's like, oh, where?
No, but you're like, oh, good thing, and I was like, oh, this sounds juicy. So I went in and checked.
What a cunt. Also,
I
none of
wanted
that-
it. Well, I would just want to hear juicy things.
That's a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt. That's I just want to do hood rat things with my friends. Bill Gately, I just want to hear juicy things. And that was pretty close to the Django Unchained face. It was just a little bit nicer, a little bit kinder. All right,
He has a
whatever.
way better beard than me, that's for sure.
This is why we call it Sunday Social Hour, because we are being social. Welcome to the Simple Minds Sports Show, Sunday Social Hour, the worst owners in professional sports history. Welcome to the show. Mine are recent. Did you guys go back? Did you guys
Yes.
go deep?
Yes.
Okay. Did you Google?
No.
Oh, nice.
I'm winging it, so let's do it.
No shit.
Weird. You didn't read that email.
Didn't
I
read
didn't-
that one. Missed that one.
Did we get an
Selective.
email?
It's like
Yo, we got a text, you douche.
I know,
like,
worst owners. I've been just thinking about it.
It's like
Going through the fucking matrix in his head.
Mhm.
selective hearing when you're married. Bill's got selective email exposure. So round table, right? You're always in charge of the Sunday Social 50-50, whether you screw it up or not, but you're always in charge of the way we want to do this. You are the keeper of the crayon ledger. Please, how do we want to do this?
Hold on, before you go,
This has been
how
all
many
night.
how many picks do you think before we start trashing Ray for his dumb picks?
1. Can I go? 1.
See, was that was justified? an
That was good.
interruption.
Hand up. I don't my owner knowledge. Like if you say a name, you're gonna have to tell me the team.
I told
and
the
then
team and the years that I did. I did the
and
team
then I'll
and the
link
years.
it together.
Jesus.
But if you just give me the team or the name, I'm not good at knowing owners of teams. I know kind of what they've done in their history, but I don't know names. I'm not that great at names or weed. Go ahead, Ray.
So yeah, roundtable discussion. We'll list them. Each give a few, and then we'll do a top 10 list of the Simple Minds worst owners of all time.
So essentially, we'll just try and back down Bill's berating of the conversation.
Yeah. So
And try and get our points.
and we'll have someone go first, second, third, and by all means, Bill, the floor is yours.
Ooh, good,
Ooh.
Bill.
Well, let's get the obvious out of the way. James Dolan.
Okay.
I mean, come on, you can't get any more obvious than that. I mean, the Knicks, he's ran them into the fucking ground. The Rangers, he just fired his whole front office staff. His cable company is the worst cable company ever. Everyone fucking Univision or whatever, some stupid thing. Cablevision. Come on, he's completely, dude. He's banned Charles Oakley. He's
Spike Lee. You couldn't let Spike Lee go through the front door.
All these guys. It's like, dude, guys, he's a fucking celebrity. Let him go through the back fucking door. You're alienating former players. You're alienating your biggest fans. James Dolan is the worst owner in sports. Not only Isaiah Thomas that he hired to run that franchise and the fucking stupid ass contracts that he doled out. Jesus, this everything from free agency to the way treatment of fans, everything. You had Charles Oakley fucking arrested. James Dolan, out of the way quick.
Yeah, James Dolan is a good one. I have a lot on James Dolan. Do you have Ray? Where was he high on your list?
He's on my list. Yes.
Great. Can I give you a quote?
I'll just let you go. Yeah.
Can I give you a quote? This is from David Stern. At that time.
Oh, I have this as well. 2007.
The commissioner of the NBA, quote, when talking about the New York Knicks organization, front office, and ownership, quote, not a model of intelligent management, end quote. the commissioner of the league. Yeah, you talk about contracts. The big one that really started it downhill. When I was going back to this, I was like getting excited because I kind of forgot how badly he fucked up in the early 2000s. But Allen Houston was the big one.
Yeah, that's the worst one. He
6 years, $100 million in like 2000, 2001.
No, it was later than that, wasn't it?
No, it was early.
No, it was early. All of this was early. Really? Yeah. And he only played 2 years. He was injured the whole time. He was never offered anything higher than $75 billion from any other team. And frankly, he wasn't that good to begin with. I mean,
he was a good shooter, but he was good. But the health was always a question.
But they were trying to make him a star. They
were trying to make him Ray Allen, and he was never going to be Ray Allen.
Dude, you could go Carmelo Anthony, Steve Francis. Dude,
well, yeah, like the fucking
Darberry.
Look, they made, they beat the Celtics one year in the playoffs.
I was at game 6. Celtics almost came back. They cut it within 3.
Oh. That's those Stoudemire teams were okay. Obviously he took over after 99 when those Knicks teams were probably the best they'd been since Frazier in the 70s. He took over and he got a little remnants of that. The early 2000 Knicks kind of played, and they've been so bad ever since then. But let me just run through a timeline real quick. 2003, he hires Isaiah Thomas as president or whatever his title was. 2004, he hires Larry Brown. 5 years, $50 million. They fire Larry Brown 1 year later. You know that all that has to do with is Larry Brown hates everybody in that fucking building.
Mm-hmm.
They fire him. And I don't know what lawsuit went down, but the Knicks had to pay him $28 million. They give Isaiah Thomas the job. They said, Isaiah, if you do an admirable job or whatever the fuck they said, we'll give you the coaching job moving forward. Before the Knicks made the playoffs, they gave Isaiah Thomas a 3-year extension as coach. They missed the playoffs. And then Isaiah Thomas got bagged with sexual harassment cases.
I forgot about that.
Fired the woman who made the sexual harassment allegations. She sued. They went through a defamation case. He had to pay her. I forget the amount, but it was
$12 million.
A good amount, a good chunk of change. And then the fan treatment, like you said, Irving Byerman made in the news. He wrote a letter to Knicks management that said, this is atrocious. You're an embarrassment to the Knicks. He was 73 years old. This fucking douchebag, James Dolan, wrote letters back calling saying the Knicks don't want you. You're a sad person. Calling him in the press an alcoholic, probably.
Dude.
Just a fucking piece of work. You know that this guy was a dweeb, nerd, dork, got pushed into the lockers, and now that he has some power and money because his daddy was powerful and had some money to growing up, now he just pushes all of that onto everybody around him.
You're forgetting the biggest part of him, too.
The blues band?
The JD and the straight shots.
Yeah, he cares more.
I was leaving that for you, Ray.
He cares more about his music than he does
about
all
he cares. He all cares about.
He's a mouth organ player, right?
No.
Does he play the guitar?
He played the guitar,
and he sings, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fuck me, right? Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead, Ray.
No, that's it. You'd rather tour and make money being a shitty band than having a multi-billion-dollar franchise, 2 franchises.
The Rangers actually have been run pretty decent out because Nolan.
Except for now, but they've done it pretty good. They've been to titles. They've been a pretty competitive team. They've treated Lundqvist well, but he has zero hand in that. He's ruined the Knicks. He hasn't won a championship. He hasn't won a championship, has he?
No.
No, because it was 99 to present. Yeah.
Well,
so
his dad did in '94,
but he hasn't since he's owned the champion.
MSG, Madison Square Garden Company, is the company that owns the Rangers, the Knicks, the Liberty, and another professional team. But they're also multifaceted. Another little deep dive dig I did. James Dolan, the Madison Square Garden Company owns the Forum in LA. Yeah. And they have been stopping the Clippers from getting their own stadium for, I think, decades. And James Dolan has been playing those dirty politics out there. He's been the lead guy in that. And now he's getting dragged into some of these lawsuits, and his name's starting to come up more and more and more. So he's also just a dirty politician fuck that doesn't, the Forum is making money for the MSG company, and he doesn't want to see that money go somewhere else to his competitors and blah, 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 blah. So he's just playing fucking big business politics and shitting on fans and kicking fan favorite players like Charles Oakley out of the building and running terrible organizations that he has his hand in. Yeah, he's right at the top of the list of worst owners of all time. And in terms of current owners, he might be at the top. I got one more that I think.
And let me go, please, by all means.
I felt like Bill had one more thing to say about James Dolan. No,
fuck him.
Oh, this one's near and dear to my heart since I'm a lifelong Washington Redskins fan. Daniel Snyder. You want to talk about a guy that's using his cheerleaders as prostitutes, being one of the worst, one of the highest paid owners in the NFL, but yet can't pay a dime to any of his free agencies. No one wants to go there. It's a laughingstock in the NFL, but yet he still makes hand over fist. Yes, it is. They're like number 3 or 4 in the NFL right now.
I was just talking about the free agency point you made, but
he doesn't like to spend the money on free agency.
Albert Hansworth, go ahead.
Yeah, but after that, he hasn't done shit. Since 99, he hasn't really done shit. He's only won 2 playoff games since he's on the team. The guy is just a laughingstock in the NFL. He lost all the naming rights to a guy in Virginia after he said you wouldn't have the Redskins name, yet he let that all go. So, I
love that, yeah.
Dan Snyder is just a laughingstock in the NFL. I mean, he's ran that franchise, who was a beloved franchise in their late 90s, early 90s, to the ground. The team sucks.
Dan Snyder is probably the worst professional sports owner currently in the United States. He took over in 1999. He bought the team for $800 million. I think it's worth $2.8 billion now or something like that. The only point I think Bill is trying to make, when early in the 2000s, they spent a shit ton of money on free
tons of money.
Deion Sanders went there. Jason
Taylor went there.
Like they had those Philadelphia Eagles super team kind of fucking players, but that was a good 10 years ago, and they don't really spend like that anymore. His biggest sin as an NFL owner was dipping his hand in the candy jar and meddling with football operations. He bought the team at 38 years old. He was young.
How did he get money? Is he a hedge fund guy?
He's a nerd.
He actually, to his credit, him and his sister started an advertising company, went into a bunch of debt, got a successful company. He got a little bit of money from his dad, but his dad was not quite blue collar, but just a working guy. I think he's from England. So he wasn't a hedge fund guy. He didn't get a lot of shit handed to him. He actually made his money. So whatever. Maybe that's why he feels entitled to be the head of fucking everything, including pimping out his cheerleaders, like Ray said, including making personnel decisions, RG3, the biggest one of them all, blowing Mike Shanahan, one of the best NFL coaches in NFL history, out of his doors because they had disagreements on the quarterback.
Bring back Joe Gibbs when he was fucking way out of his realm and hasn't coached in, 15, 20 years?
Dude, they had Jim Zorn from Florida who went up there. I mean, dude, it goes all the way back. Ron Rivera, dude, was probably the best thing he's done, honestly.
Well, now it is, but at the time, Mike Shanahan was the best thing that they'd done. They've had 8 coaches in 17 years. When Mike Shanahan came in, the Redskins were at the lowest of lows. He brought a semblance of a team back together on the. They made the playoffs. I think they won the division that year. They made them draft RG3. They took Kirk Cousins in the 3rd round because they didn't want to fucking draft RG3. And then the whole fiasco with RG3 getting hurt in the playoffs.
Did they trade up to get RG3?
Yeah,
they traded a
shit ton to get it. What's St. Louis? Was it the St. Louis, right?
Yeah, because St. Louis brought out all those guys they drafted.
Oh, for its captains, yeah.
Let me just give you a couple things, Bill, before you go on the pettiness of this is really what I think makes terrible owners. So the Washington City paper, which is a paper down in DC, they ran an article. I forget what year it was, but it was right around. I forget what year it was. I won't say, but they put the cover photo was Dan Snyder with devil horns and like the little devil beard. And they rightfully slammed him for a terrible organization that he'd run for 10 years or so. He sued the paper for defamation. It was just a small city. No, he lost.
Oh, I thought he won.
Nope, we had to drop the case. In 2011, he had to drop the fucking case. He lost because he tried to go on anti-Semitic because it was the devil. And no, it was just a picture, and they rightfully was just slamming him in the paper. And a couple other shitty things he did, just if you want to spread the hate. At his home in, I think it's Virginia, looking over the Potomac River, he clear-cut a good portion of 200-year-old trees that were living there just so he could see the river and increase.
I would have done the same thing.
I would knock him for that. You got the money to do it.
Piece of shit.
Your fucking ass would have done the same thing, Rich.
No, I wouldn't have. I am an environmentalist. Keep those trees growing.
Rich uses his hand to wipe his ass.
And also,
he just shits his pants. You don't need to wipe his ass.
this past year, the sexual harassment case, over 40 women came through. Saying that the workplace was full of sexual harassment. He bought out his minority partners because they wanted nothing to do with him. He went in a bunch of debt to do that, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of debt.
He has run in the early 90s. People forget the Redskins were considered one of the best, if not the best, organization in the NFL. And in a very, very short time, he drove them into the ground and has yet and just continues to drive them, continues to drive them further into the ground. And one of the most loyal fan bases in the country has completely turned his back on him. Oh, that's the other thing he did. He fucking sued season ticket holders in the Great Recession after the market collapse that couldn't pay for their season tickets. He sued them.
Oh, yeah.
Even though he said there was 200,000 people waiting for season tickets, he sued the fucking season ticket holders.
He's
money.
That's the biggest stadium in the NFL too, isn't it?
Yeah, and one of the oldest, one of the shittiest. It's such a fucking piece of shit stadium. What an asshole.
Well, yeah, he built that. Was that FedEx, right? Is that the FedEx field down there?
Yeah.
Remember RFK though? When they fucking dude, that was one of the worst stadiums ever built.
RFK sucked too. Ray, you were there with us, right? Or no, was that Mayo when we went to Shamrock Fest?
Oh, that was me.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah,
we saw DJ Pauly D.
We saw DJ Pauly D in the parking lot of old RFK. All right. Anyway, I went on those. I had a lot of information on those two guys. I got one more. I got a lot of information on that we can ramble though.
Well, cool.
Bill, you got anything less than Snyder? Or you want to bring someone new into the fold?
I can bring someone new. I got two.
No. It's Rich's turn.
Oh,
it's my turn.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Don Sterling. Pretty easy one there.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
Donald Sterling.
Blatant racist.
Got taped being a blatant fucking racist.
To his side, and then his side piece that he was buying her Ferraris and gold watches, and then his ex-wife sued her to get all that shit back after he died. It's fucking wild stories.
Amazing. There needs to be a documentary on that shit.
Dude, yeah. Don't forget the properties he used to own around LA. He started he was racist to the property owners. He started raising all the rent to price out all the fucking minorities. He hated them, dude. He was just a scumbag through and through.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit. Here's the quote. First of all, the mistress that I didn't know this actually until I looked it up. She's got like 13 aliases.
Oh yeah, she was.
Wasn't she a lady of the night?
I think she went to jail or she got arrested for some of that shit.
She's something else, man. V. Stiviano, born Maria Vanessa Perez, also known as Monica Gallegos.
Oh, wow.
Also
You
known
just
as
changed your
Vanessa
first
Perez,
name.
also known as Marie Valdez. She's
It's
just
like Bill. Bill has several different nicknames.
straight up hooker. Here's the quote that was captured on video or camera or audio. Whatever.
Audio. It was audio.
So after posting this lady of the night, Stiviano, aka Maria Vanessa Perez, aka Monica Gallegos, aka Vanessa Perez, aka Mario Valdez, posted a picture on Instagram with Magic Johnson, and this was the quote that was captured. Quote. Well, fucking this is ridiculous. It bothers me.
AIDS.
It bothers me a lot that you want to broadcast that you're associating with black people. Quote, you can sleep with black people. You can bring them in. You can do whatever you want. But the little I ask of you, not to bring them to my games. Like, holy
shit bag.
People,
1950s, 1960s, that whatever. They'll turn a blind eye to that. But
Donald Sterling,
not
born
nowadays.
He was born in
1936?
1938.
Oh,
okay.
so close.
Close, Rain Man. People think Greg Bedard is racist, I guess.
Why?
This is racist.
Hold on, why?
I don't know.
We'll get to that another day.
I've been
Okay.
in a Twitter battle for days.
Oh, please enlighten me.
We'll get into it.
He's been on Twitter. Don't worry about it.
Greg Bedard doesn't own a team, so we can't talk about him right now. Like that is overt racism. That is hard to come by in audio. So anyway, he gets obviously kicked out of the league. But can I just give you some quick history because I did the research today. First of all, so that was 2014 that he was banned for life. 1981, he bought the team. They were actually the San Diego Clippers at that time, right? You remember that, Bill?
123 million, something around there.
Yeah, he said, "I will spend unlimited sums to make this franchise great." They did not make the playoffs for 10 years. Their first winning season was in 1991. He spent 33 years as an owner there. He had 22 seasons of 50-plus losses, 8 seasons of 60-plus losses, 1 season of 70-plus. And in the lockout season in 98-99, where there were 50 games, they went 9-41. The Clippers were considered the worst franchise in sports for a very, very long time, only eclipsed by maybe the Bucks.
The Celtics, the Boston Celtics, I think won 8 games one year, something like that, or 10 games.
Yeah, but they were never considered the worst franchise in sports.
No.
The Clippers were obviously in the early 2000s. They maybe the Bengals. In 1982, the rest of the owners in the league voted to kick him out because he wanted to move the team to LA. He was buddies with Al Davis at the time, right around the time Al Davis moved to LA, and he said, "Just do it." So he did.
Hey, why not?
He moved it to LA. The NBA fined him $225 million. He sued him back for $100 million. They settled at 6. That's how the Clippers are in LA. Little tidbit of fat there for
I'm
you.
not gonna lie. Not hating that hustle.
I don't hate the move.
You countersued for $100 after $225 million against the NFL, and you settle for $6 million. Fucking win in my book, baby.
That's just
it was in the tea leaves, though. He just watched Al Davis do it.
Good for him. Al Davis been suing the league since his fucking. He was suing the league on his fucking old ass deathbed.
Yeah.
Al Davis beat the antitrust thing, so that was after Al Davis. So he had that cachet to do it, and that's why he did. But all of the rest of the owners fucking hated him. David Stern was the guy that stepped in and let him stay in the league. He was voted out by everybody else.
Yeah.
So if you don't think there's some cash being tossed aside, David Stern, one of the biggest fucking back deal makers in professional sports history, he needs a fucking documentary. Donald Sterling needs his whole documentary. And then the last thing I'll say here, just in terms of being a shithead, Mike Dunleavy was one of the only coaches that they actually hired for more than 4 years. And then in his 5th year, they just completely defamed him and tried to fire him. It was unjust. They had to pay him $13 million after firing him for the rest of his contract. So Donald Sterling, just a hustler. I don't think a great business owner, a terrible NBA owner, a racist cunt, and just hustled his ass to to where he got to.
May I, Bill? I don't know if you have one right off the top of your head.
I do.
I was going to raise Rich's races for a bigger races.
Look, we can do a quick racist back and forth.
All right. Well, Bill, you it's off the top of your head. Go ahead, by all means.
Well, if you want to go racist road, I'll go Tom Yaki. I mean, Yaki Way, they fucking, you want to go racist. You know, I mean, the Boston Red Sox were the last team to integrate either were Latino or African American or minority, I should say. Dude, they renamed the fucking street because of how racist he was. You've heard the racism flown.
When was that?
Around
was that like that
2 years ago?
No. When he owned it.
No, the Yankees owned it up until Henry bought it.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't Tom Yaki died.
No, the Yaki
years
Foundation.
But Yaki.
Dude, people are like, he said they've.
Yeah, when did Tom Yaki die? I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Oh, long. His wife died 20 years ago.
Yeah, his wife held on to it, I think,
into the 90s for sure.
Yeah, it was the Yaki Trust when it was sold.
Yeah.
I kind of forget where everyone died. I'm sure.
But anyways, dude, they were talking. They gave money to museums. They had wings in hospitals that they're all changing that shit. The racist stuff that came out forever on Tom Yaki. So there's my racist.
Very good. Do you have it, Rich?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Who's your racist, Ray?
The Cincinnati Reds owner from 1984 to 1999, Marge Scott.
The wife, yeah.
Wife. She won the World Series in 1990. She was banned from baseball in 1993, then again from 96 to 98 for comments supporting Adolf Hitler. A noted anti-Semite
she was a
expressed
shitbag.
her hatred towards Japanese and African American players while as owner. Some quotes from her. Some of the biggest problems in the city come from the women wanting to leave the home and work. Sneaky goddamn Jays are all like, never hire another N-word. I'd rather have trained a monkey working for me than a N-word. Only fruits wear earrings. Everyone knows Hitler was good at the beginning, but he just went too far.
This is terrible.
This is all quotes that she came out and she was public about. This lady is the biggest racist. And when you say Donald Sterling needs a documentary, this lady needs a documentary. Because she is the absolute worst.
What year was that?
What?
Dude, it's forever. It was
84.
Her husband.
She owned the team from 84 to 99, and these are all comments
while
she
shit in
from 84 to whenever that bitch died.
Oh,
she died. So she owned it till 99.
Bitch. She deserves bitch. She is a bitch.
Yeah, she owned the team till 99, and then she died in 04.
She's a cunt. She's a racist cunt. You don't have to be that either. Her husband, I think her husband he made a ton of money. I forget what he did, but he owned the team first. He died, left the team to his old bitch, and this is what. Yeah, I think he was old World War II vet. So she had some she
had some deep roots into But so if her husband was in World War II fighting against Adolf Hitler,
don't quote me on that.
But still, even so, like if he was fighting against Adolf Hitler and she's saying he was great at what he did, but he just went a little too far.
I think it was the other way around. I think it was the other way around.
Oh, he was fighting for Germany.
I think it was something. It was something weird like that, where her deep-rooted racism came from. Because I think he made his money some shady way. I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, we may have.
Oh, you were right. She was a third-generation German American with multiple cousins who fought.
All right. Let's not go too far without any more actual knowledge about. But just the quotes alone deserve what she got from us.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm sure she's dead, probably, right?
She's dead.
Long dead.
04.
Okay. Well, and the Reds, obviously.
I think they like all ties to her.
They're done.
Oh, of
they're
course.
done.
But did they force her to sell? Or did they
So she got suspended. No, she got suspended in 96 to 98. No, they didn't force her to sell at all.
Force her to sell.
They told her she could own the team, but couldn't go to any baseball games.
Her kids started running. The family started running it, and as soon as that bitch died, it was like gone. It was gone.
Wow. That is, all of these things need a looking into.
I don't have any more.
Just to circle back real quick, Tom Yaki died in 1976.
Oh, wow!
Earlier than I thought, and then his wife died in 92, which is the date that I remember. I thought.
Yeah, the trust owned it until Henry bought it.
And, so even though they both died, all right, gotcha.
Yeah, but then the last couple of years was just the racist that's just spewing out. I didn't know.
But even
about
that was like 10 years ago now, I think. Like that came out, and then they started changing, like David Ortiz way.
Well, they just officially changed the street like 2 years ago.
Back to the original name.
Original name. I forget what it's called.
Because he got
racist
everyone's still, but everyone calls it Yawkey Way still. You go to a Red Sox game, you go, oh yeah, meet me at Yawkey Way. It's not the whatever the name is.
Rich, you're up.
It's a cool name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my big ones got dropped out, so I just have some. I just have some names. I don't have a lot of good info like I had on the other ones, but I'll shoot you a couple. We can talk about them. How about Mike? If I say the name Mike Brown.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, for sure.
Bengals.
Can I pan on that? The Ford family can follow up right with that too, because they're in the same mold. Swear to God, they're in the same mold. The Ford family and Mike Brown, Cincinnati Bengals, they're in the same fucking class.
Just cheap. Like they don't have I don't think they have like the James Dolan douchebaggery, Daniel Snyder sexual harassment, Tom Yaki racist kind of thing going on. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Born losers.
Well, yeah, or cheap or just terrible at what they do.
Because it's all the kids, like the original owners, the same thing with the Lions, the original Ford family, they get passed down. You look at I forget the woman who owns the Lions now, but they just get passed down.
Ford family, yes.
It's a whole family. Mike Brown's the grandson of, I think he's the grandson of the real Mike Brown.
I think he's the son.
Their son, yeah, he's right up
but
there.
I'm sure Mike Brown's kid is close
next in line.
So they just pass it down. The family does not give a shit. You've heard rumors. I got a buddy of mine that's a Cincinnati Bengals season ticket holder, and he says the same. They don't give a shit. It's just a moneymaker. They know no matter what they do, they're going to make money. Same thing with the fucking Lions.
Haven't won a playoff game since '89. 21 losing seasons under 500. This it's
Marvin Williams was their coach for
15 years.
Marvin Lewis.
Well, he went 0-9. Didn't he go 0-9 in the playoffs?
I think he's got one win.
No.
Oh, they haven't won in 21 years.
Boomer Esiason had the last win for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh yeah, 89 is the last time they won. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Should we push the movement that they're the worst team in the worst franchise in the NFL? The Browns, Jim Haslam is on the list at 28, 83-1 as the Browns owner, but the Browns have made a turn. They've spent money. They've tried. They just suck.
They want to play up.
They want to play their owner though. That owner just did he get indicted a few years ago by the SEC for some fucking shady like plane business? That guy owns a plane business or some shit. I don't know.
Well, my point is, I think the Bengals they've been eclipsed by the Bengals as worst franchise in the NFL. Name me a worse franchise than Cincinnati in the NFL. Like it's elongated, terrible franchise.
I could.
The Jets.
Dean Spanos, the Los Angeles
Chargers. Yeah, he was on my list. I got
they're not there.
Woody Johnson. Woody
Johnson is on my list. But hold on, let's go back. Hold on. Dean Spanos, was he there with Phillip Rivers and LT?
Yep.
Then he can't be on the list.
Why?
They should, because
he moved the team to fucking LA
because they had no fucking fans.
He didn't want to build a stadium in San Diego. He wanted the
San
taxpayer.
Diego didn't want him to build a stadium.
No. They didn't want to pay. He didn't want to pay. So it was like everyone was holding a gun to each other's head, and that's why
the reason why all teams move cities is because they battle over who pay. He doesn't belong on the worst of all time.
Well, he also fired Marty Schottenheimer when he had a 14-2 record the next year.
Yeah, you know why? Do you know why? Dude, come on. The challenge
I'm just saying.
Brady's Patriots game after Troy Brown's fumble, those idiots challenged that, wasted their last fucking timeout on a clear fumble. He deserved to get fired for that fucking boneheaded play. Boneheaded.
He also let Drew Brees walk.
He had no shoulder when he left.
The owner does not.
And he also has a Super Bowl ring.
And they drafted Phillip Rivers.
He doesn't belong on that list. Woody Johnson belongs on the list.
Woody Johnson.
Oh, of course.
Woody Johnson belongs on the list.
I got one.
All right, go ahead. Bill.
Wait, hold on. Can we say why?
Yeah.
We're gonna put Woody Johnson. Okay. Yeah.
Where does Woody? When did Woody Johnson get the team?
99.
He's a meddler.
He's 99. Belichick retired in 2000 he resigned in 2000 because Woody Johnson had the team, and I'm pretty sure he got the team in either the 98-99 season. It was one of those.
Woody Johnson is terrible because he's a negligent meddler. Like he's the fucking diplomat to the UK or UN. He's a UN diplomat.
He was not anymore. Yeah.
No, it was UK. It was UK. You're right.
Or did he give that up? Yeah.
He had to. He's Trump's guy.
Okay. So, but at the same time, he wants to have a hand in who's being drafted at quarterback or who's starting at left tackle. Like he's obviously run a terrible, and he fires coaches every 2 years.
$10.7 billion he's worth.
What do we do wrong in our life?
Well, he's the heir to Johnson & Johnson. His daughter was the one, and then it wasn't his daughter or granddaughter was in the girl with the dragon tattoo. That's his. They're related.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So
she's in another movie, and she's a smoke show in the other movie.
Dude, she was getting
railed in the Social Network. She was in the Social Network.
She was getting railed in the ass in the fucking
I've seen that
dragon tattoo.
I thought that was a good movie.
I think he's the granddaughter or her daughter.
Granddaughter, you're right.
His son runs the Jets now. When he was overseas, it was Ireland, I think, or UK. It was one of those, for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how he got all his money.
Interesting.
Okay.
Woody Johnson.
2000, he got the franchise of the Jets. So yeah, 2000, and that's when Belichick said, "Fuck it." He liked the old owners. So yeah, he's one of them.
Good call by Bill.
I got another one.
Go ahead, Bill.
Since we're watching the Bruins game, Jeremy Jacobs, 48 years, one title. He always had that. Even not in the Stanley Cup era, no salary cap era, you didn't have it for a long time. You saw teams like Detroit, Pittsburgh buy championships, and he would refuse to spend money over the Ray Bourque salary cap. He's pushed in the bubble last year for the NHL to not restart with the bubble. He's a board of governors or director or whatever he is. He pushed for this year for the NHL not to start. He does not give a shit. He's an absent owner. He's fucking. I cannot stand Jeremy Jacobs. I think he's one of the worst owners in all of hockey.
Hard to argue. The only other argument to that has been the shift in management style the past. If you want to be generous,
since they got a salary cap. That was what is he? I mean, he was obviously.
I guess, maybe
he did push the salary cap because he was cheap. He knew that was the only way he wanted to compete for a championship was to get a salary cap. And you see it. I mean, I'm all for it in hockey. Buy these championships. I don't give a fuck. That's how you got to do something. If the team's got the money, spend the money. He pushed for that, but you see it. He cares about more his ILC, Dover, or whatever his fucking concession stands are. You saw he's losing tons of money in these games, and then he has the balls to say it's not safe to start the NHL again. He was one of those owners that was pushing it before the season started. He is a piece of shit. He does not care about the Bruins at all. There was a reason the Buffalo Bills told him pretty much to go fuck himself. Because he's from Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that pisses me off, too. He's from fucking Buffalo. He's from Buffalo. Never mind.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's very hot about this.
I hate Jeremy Jacobs.
I can understand it. Actually, can we, because I think the list is dwindling. Can I just give you another question, Boston related? Do the owners of the Boston teams need to be from the New England area, in your opinion? So let me lay it out.
It's always nice. So
it's nice, but
let me lay it out for you first. Bob Kraft. We know Bob Kraft's story. Patriots season ticket holder, bought the team. Not even just bought the team, but
bought the stadium first.
Positioned himself in a way to essentially hijacked the buying of the team.
Overpaid.
If overpaid, yeah.
He did. It was the most expensive franchise ever sold. I mean, it was $183 million.
It was truly, if Ray had the smarts and the gumption and the money, he's the homer of us that would have done what Bob Kraft did because of how much he loved his beloved Patriots.
Don't have.
So we can see that.
Dogo.
And I just ask, does that, in Robert Kraft's decision making, does his love as a boy for Boston and the New England Patriots come into play when he's making decisions? You have to believe that it does, in the way that he takes ownership of his team. And then you look at in a similar boat, Wick, who is at this point does it to a fault. He's fallen in love with Danny Ainge ex-Celtic champion,
Yeah.
fan favorite, and really, giving them the reins. And he said it himself. He's a fan before he's an owner. But he dedicates himself to that team, and he's given us a competitive product for most of the time that he's been an owner. Flip side,
Yep.
John Henry spends a shit ton of money. We understand. Bought a team in Liverpool, owned the Marlins, sold them, has been everywhere, brought 4 championships, been in last place 4 or 5 times, flips the roster every time he thinks he needs to. And then the Jacobs, you just kind of gave us that history, Bill. It's just interesting because all teams have had a decent amount of success.
Yeah, it is interesting, Rich. But
do
you
they
think
need
about
to be from Boston? Like, don't you just feel better about the Celtics and the Bruins?
Yes,
Celtics
I
and
do.
the Patriots.
Yeah, I do.
Like when you think about just from at the depth level of that core, Bruins
because
maybe
they don't
closer. I don't know.
I think the biggest thing is they don't look as their hometown teams as moneymakers. You look at Jeremy Jacobs bought the team in the 70s. He had 1 championship in 48 years that he's owned the team. It's a moneymaker to him. Same thing with fucking John Henry. John Henry flipped the Marlins because they were one of the he spent all that money because he has money, bought a championship, sold to everybody on that fucking team, and sold the Marlins. Now he sees a fucking big market team like the Red Sox. He uses resources. Partner with Tom Warner, who had a stake in the Padres back in the day. He's a big fucking Fox guy, producing all those shows, Hollywood guy. And I mean, he uses resources to get one of the number 1 teams. It's all a moneymaker to him. That's why he went out and spent Liverpool. He knew those European. Look at the Glazers did it. Bucks own the Glazers. They own Manchester United. All these guys are all these American guys are trying to buy these European soccer leagues because it's all moneymaker. It pisses me off. So I feel better about these teams with Robert Kraft and Wick Rosbeck, even though much I hate the Celtics, but it's nice to see a fan owns this team. It's not a moneymaker. Do they want to bleed? Jeremy Jacobs, again, just the Ray Borg salary cap, all the shit that he did. Like, yeah, he spends the money now because there's a salary cap. If there wasn't a salary cap, he would not be spending $80 million a season on the Bruins. Guaranteed. So it's a little different when it comes in. I would love all 4 of my favorite teams in our region to be a Boston sports fan owner.
Can I throw one out there that used to be an owner but was not a New England native?
The Revs?
Nope, born in Illinois. Bill, you probably know this better than all of us.
Illinois.
He was an owner from 1916 to 1923, Harry Frazee, because he sold Babe Ruth to make a musical, and then he ran the team so financially wrong that they had to file for bankruptcy, and then he sold the team for $1.2 million, double what he paid for it.
Was it to the Yankees?
It had to have been.
It had to have been.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's interesting. Red Sox ownership is pretty interesting, because the Yankees where are they from?
I don't even know.
That has to be a New England thing. Yaki. Come on.
It's just how it's spelled, you idiot. It's not pronounced that way. It's not. Can you look up where Tom Yaki's from, Ray? As I comment on your piece here. Yeah, Frazee was on the list too. I mean, you sell Babe Ruth in that
Detroit.
He's from Detroit. Yeah. I knew he's from Detroit.
Detroit.
Thank you. So the Red Sox have never had a local owner. Think about that. Think about that. And they've been pretty much the most beloved team in Boston until 2003.
1903 to 1976. Bought the team in 1933.
Ooh, interesting. So there's another owner in between.
So
yeah, he was a president, and then he became sole owner in 1933, and he was a sole owner for the team for 44 seasons. And then he's in the Hall of Fame in 1980. I wonder if they fucking want to think about that racist cunt.
Well, let's just go to Cooperstown and find out.
I've been there. It's really boring, and it takes like 7 hours to drive there.
It's a nice scene though. You got the little lake there.
Yeah, it's cool. And the Doubleday
Stadium.
It takes forever.
You can find some beers.
To get there.
Upstate New York is
God.
not a place I recommend.
In the middle of nowhere.
Let me give you one more. This one's for hockey guy Ray.
Thank you.
Peter Pocklington.
Yep. Sold Wayne Gretzky.
Sold Wayne Gretzky.
And then went to jail for money laundering, I believe, right? Am I right on that? I'm pretty sure. Or I know he went bankrupt, but I thought he went to jail for some weird scheme.
Hockey was a couple guys landed on my list on just the research that I wasn't too familiar with. But
Bill, do you got any more?
Hockey's had
No.
some bad.
What's your
fucking
list,
owners.
Ray? What's the list?
I got two more.
All right.
Go
both
for it.
both basketball.
Go
I'll give
ahead.
you one. He has a .393 winning percentage and can't develop talent.
Michael Jordan.
Jeffrey Jordan, owner to owner, from 2010 to the present. He also drafted Adam Morrison, passing up on Brandon Roy,
Kwame Brown.
Rudy Gay, and he could have traded up to get LaMarcus Aldridge, but passed on all those. Hasn't had a winning team forever. I mean, this
The Bobcats made the playoffs, or the Hornets made the playoffs. With
yeah,
Kemba.
but still.
Twice.
They
No,
might have
I think
made the playoffs with a
the
losing
first
record.
round bounces because Kemba never won a playoff series. So
all right, who's your other one?
Jerry Reinsdorf,
Just because I'm getting really hungry. He
he
won
let-
6 championships.
but he also
Jerry-
he
Yeah.
picked Jerry Krause over MJ.
Yeah, I can't go there. Can't go there. Cannot go there. Rich, deciding factor, go.
No.
All right, I was throwing
What-
two out there to you. That's all.
Look, he might
Okay,
have-
okay. Oh, can I say
Hold
one
on.
thing?
Can I
Hold
give
on.
you a piece on Reinsdorf?
Yeah.
Let's just not give him credit for the championships, but you can't put him on the list of all time. Like he backdoored himself into.
I would give him number
into
10.
MJ.
I'll give him
about-
10.
What about Bob Kraft? Can you
No.
compare him to Bob? No, hold on. That same comparison you just said. You can't give him credit for a championship, but he kind of backdoored it, right? He got Belichick. He got lucky with Tom Brady and then 199th pick. It's
Wrong.
the same thing.
Let me
No.
stop you. Wrong. He went and got
Okay.
Bill. He went and got Bill Parcells. Bob Kraft bought the
Yeah.
team and went and got Bill Parcells. He
Wasn't
didn't back
Bill?
into
No,
Bill.
I bet you $100 he was inherited by Bill. He was inherited with Bill Parcells. He bought the team in '94. Bill Parcells was the coach in '93. He drafted Bledsoe number 1.
But what's
93.
your point? Kraft didn't backdoor into Belichick and Brady. He created.
Belichick was not on that staff till '96. I'm just saying.
No,
he's
but
still-
that doesn't matter. My point is he didn't backdoor himself into a situation like Reinsdorf did with Jordan, and then made a bad decision. Bob Kraft created the environment and the organization that is the New England Patriots by hiring one of the best that will ever do it in Bill Parcells, and then he developed a relationship with Bill Belichick good enough for him to quit on a napkin and go back to New England because he respected the owner.
Yeah, but
No.
Reinsdorf, no big free agent has ever gone to Chicago since he's done that to MJ.
I guess that's fair, but he had MJ.
Okay.
And he got MJ, and he had
All
him.
right. Let's rank them, boys. We got
Good.
10.
I'm starving. I gotta go.
We got
So
10.
I'm
We got
hungry.
10. All right, cool, Bill.
All right. Well, Dolan number 1.
Oh, you put Dolan number 1 or
Oh.
Marge Scott? I mean, come on. Or fucking
Sterling could be up there too.
Sterling or Scott. I mean,
The
that's
Reds have been real bad for a long time. Ooh, that's tough. They just don't get to play because it's Cincinnati.
So she go number 2.
I'd put Dolan at 1. Like you ruined
A famed franchise. That
one of
was
the
like
greatest
yeah.
franchise, like New York City basketball. Like you're still doing it to this day.
Who's at number 2?
I'll
He
give
was-
you the.
Hold on. Kraft was inherited Bill Parcells. Go on.
Who's number 2, Bill?
Either Marge or Sterling. I would probably go Sterling just because he
Richard tiebreaker. Who you got?
What did Bill say?
Sterling.
Marge.
Marge it is.
Sterling 3.
I'd say so.
Yeah, probably. Snyder's 4.
Snyder 4. Okay.
Jacobs.
No, Mike Brown, Bengals.
Mike Brown. Okay. 6.
I don't know.
Jacobs.
We got Woody Johnson.
Woody.
Eric Johnson.
It's a crapshoot from here. Oh, we didn't mention Art Modell. Do we going to give him shit for moving the Browns to Baltimore?
No, he won 2 championships. Nope.
Yeah.
real dick move though.
Dick move. Yeah, but
How about
Was he-
Jerry? We didn't mention Jerry Jones. They've been one of the worst. They've been subpar to 500 franchise ever since he took over GMs.
doesn't matter. Still won 3 championships. Still a great owner. Spends all money all the time he wants. He's still it's the championships matter, and he's not that bad. I mean, yeah, his GM shit might be bad, but he's not a he's not on this list.
I agree.
We got Harry Frazier, Tom Yaki, Jeremy Jacobs, or Peter Pokolecki.
Yaki.
Tom Yaki.
Jacobs, if this is going to 10, Jacobs is 10.
Okay.
There's enough guys you can put ahead of Jacobs.
Okay.
There's too much success for the Bruins to have Jacobs 10.
Well, you could do the Ford family. The Ford family.
No,
Ford
let's
family
do.
should be up there.
Okay, we'll put the Ford family at 8. And then, so either Frazier or
Dude, Jim has owning the Browns for the amount of time that they were considered the worst franchise in sports, if not football. We didn't talk about him a lot, but there were the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Oh God, I forgot it. I forgot one that I want. Jim Irsay.
Jim Irsay's at 9.
Dude, Jim Irsay. Hey, Quinn.
Hey, Quinn.
If your owner's a pill popper and's got arrested for driving,
does he have a guitar? He has a guitar collection. Didn't he buy a guitar from one of the big rock bands for millions and millions of dollars?
Yeah, the Stones, I think.
It was the Stones.
Van Halen, Panama.
Yeah, that's probably close. He probably likes terrible music. All right, did we get our list?
Jacobs at 10.
Yes, yeah. Jacobs at 10. We got
read them off, Pam Aaron Ray.
Number 1, we have James Dolan of the Knicks and Rangers. Mark Scott at number 2 for the Reds. Donald Sterling, the Clippers owner. Dan Snyder, the Washington R-Words. Mike Brown, the Bengals. Woody Johnson, the Jets. Tom Yaki, the Red Sox. Ford family, the Lions. Jim Irsay, the Colts. And Jeremy Jacobs, Bruins.
Interesting list. Pretty
solid list.
I think it's great.
Pretty intricate, pretty controversial. Not bad, boys. All right, this has been the Simple Minds Sports Show Sunday Social Hour, the worst owners in sports history. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
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 I'm going to go eat some chicken tenders.
Yeah, bye, boys.
Bill, what have you been doing? Haven't you been home all night?
No, I get home at 6:35. I
don't even look at the emails.
I can't put that microwave dinner in right now. It'll get all soggy and mushy.
No, fuck off.
I love the idea of Bill eating a fucking Hungry Man dinner.
Yep.
It's fucking
doesn't
whitey
happen.
tighties and a white
t-shirt, yes,
hanging out, crushing a Corona, smoking a bowl, watching fucking PBS Roadshow, whatever, Antique Roadshow. That's Bill's night. Have a good one, Bad Words. Love ya. Bye-bye.